Welcome to the Yokoy Academy and our SAP integration video series. This video will show you how Yokoy's spend management integration for SAP S/4HANA Public Cloud handles employee expense reimbursements and company card payments. In Yokoy, a submitter uploads a receipt file. Please note that only JPEG, PNG, PDF, HEIC, or CSV files can be uploaded to Yokoy. This automatically creates a draft expense, and Yokoy's artificial intelligence then extracts the relevant information from the receipt and fills in most of the expense fields. Submitters need to select the payment method that was used to pay for the expense, choosing between paid privately and company card. If an employee has a company card assigned to them in Yokoy and uses it to pay for a business expense, a transaction is created and imported into Yokoy automatically. The employee then needs to create a card expense by selecting the payment method company card and specifying the card used. Once a card expense has been submitted, it is automatically matched with its corresponding card transaction, which verifies that the transaction has taken place on both sides and enables it to be successfully processed in SAP. In this case, the submitter didn't use their company card, but instead paid in cash or with their personal bank card, and therefore wishes to be reimbursed by their employer. The category and cost object are usually automatically assigned, but the submitter can adjust these according to their specific expense. These selections provide information on the correct allocation and classification of costs, as displayed in the export booking file, to ensure proper booking in SAP. Once an expense has been submitted, your company's individual approval workflow is triggered. In most cases, the expense is forwarded to a manager for approval, who may be a cost object owner, for example, and is then sent to the finance team for a final review. The finance team ensure that everything is in accordance with company policy and that all the relevant fields have been correctly selected. Yokoy also offers the option of setting up expense policies and rules. This allows the system to automatically check for policy breaches and trigger a warning. Once an expense has been reviewed, it is ready for export. Depending on your company's configuration, the export can be carried out either automatically or manually from Yokoy. After selecting a posting date, your export to SAP is generated, and Yokoy then pushes the posting data into SAP. All export jobs, including the current one, are recorded in the Finance Export Log tab. Use the Status and Exported columns to determine whether the export was successful. Tip: view the reason for an unsuccessful export in the expense notification. You can download the CSV booking file, which shows the exported expenses converted into journal entries. Each expense results in a debit and credit posting, as well one for the tax rate, if applicable. Expense categories are linked to a general ledger account, enabling proper booking in the financial system. As you can see here, these two expenses were assigned to different categories with different general ledger GL accounts, but are allocated to the same cost object. The process for booking privately paid expenses for reimbursement varies from company to company, but it is usually the case that the employee is set up as a supplier or vendor in SAP. This means that as soon as the expense account is booked against the employee's vendor account, a payment is automatically triggered from your ERP. In the HR User Management section, you can view the employee account number assigned to the user. The process for company card expenses involves booking the expense account against a company card account, which usually is a general ledger account. Unlike privately paid expenses, it won't trigger a payment to the employee from your ERP. In Admin Company Cards, you can see the creditor account number used for each card. Now, log into your SAP account. The view you see here may differ from yours. Navigate to the journal entries to track the life cycle of expense documents. The two most recently exported Yokoy expenses are listed here. The Journal Entry Created By column indicates whether the expense was paid privately, since the supplier ID is visible here, or with a company card since the bank GL account is shown. If needed, you can copy the Yokoy ID and use the Finance Search tab to look for the expense in Yokoy. In the expense history, you can see the export ID and the external reference ID. The latter consists of the 4-digit company code, the SAP journal entry number, and the posting year. Click on one of the expenses to open the detail view and access its accounting information, like the GL accounts it was booked against, the cost center used, or which VAT input tax it is associated with. You can also view the expense attachments, like its receipt. Now you know how Yokoy's integration for SAP S4HANA Public Cloud handles privately paid and company card expenses. Thanks for watching and have fun exploring Yokoy.